for joining me, living on the cheap and trying to figure it out. Today is a collaboration. Yay, Monday collaborations! Sorry this video is getting out late. I've been having a lot of things going on in my life, so let's just get straight to it. Yes. So, this is a collaboration. You can join... Sorry, I'm very tired this morning. I've been having problems sleeping for about 5 nights now, and this morning I actually had to get out of bed at 7 in the morning, so my brain is just not working, and I apologize if I look really exhausted. It's because I really am. Anyhow, today's collaboration comes from the Facebook group, How to Collaborate with Your YouTube Friends, and we'll just get straight into it. Today's topic, my attitude towards money 5 years ago versus today. I wrote some notes just to kind of keep myself on topic, because I'm sure you notice I can yep forever. Anyhow, the way our attitude was towards money reminds me of those music videos you see where they're going with their money, or on Spike TV there's the lip sync competitions, or lip sync battles I think they're actually called, and they have a gun that sprays money and it just flies out. That was our attitude towards money. Our attitude was, my husband makes good money, that we deserve to spend it. Yeah, that was our attitude. And yes, he does make good money. We do deserve to spend it, but we shouldn't spend more than we make, right? So that's our attitude now. Our attitude now is to save some of it, do something with it, other than collect a lot of stuff. Yeah, so that was one. Another point is, and this is great for all the millennials out there. I'm not a millennial, I'm Generation X, but you know, same idea. New phones. Every time there was a brand new phone, we'd buy it. So we got our first phone, I think, in the mid-90s, and every 2 years, I think, we got a new phone. And then when the iPhones started coming out, we got the first iPhone S or something like that, I can't remember, but it was one of the very first smartphones out, and we got it. And back then, iPhone, because it was an Apple product, did not communicate with a PC computer. It only would communicate great with an Apple computer, and we're not Apple users. So I had a huge problem. Then I had another problem with, for some reason, it would not download my email application. I don't know why, but it wouldn't. I had to use another email. So then I opened up Gmail just so that I could have a phone that worked. A smartphone. For the purpose of having the smartphone was to have your email connected and have my emails work. So that was when I got my Gmail. I had that phone for about 3 years, and it was such a headache because nothing talked together. So if I updated my calendar on my computer, the calendar on the phone wasn't correct. I had to do it twice separately. If I updated any contacts on one, I had to go back and update the contacts on the other manually. So about 3 years in, we bought our first Android phone. I say we, it was mine actually. My husband has a company phone, so he gets whatever he gets. But yeah, I had that phone, my first Android, for about 4 years, I think it was, maybe 5 even. We had it for a very long time. I used it till the battery no longer was keeping a charge, and it wasn't charging. It would say it was full, and then you'd unplug it and it would only last 20 minutes. We ended up handing that down to my daughter for about a year, so it still worked, but it just didn't last very long. So she took data off, she took the GPS off, she took off almost all the apps, and had a bare bones telephone. And that would last longer for her. It would last at least half a day. So, you know, enough while she's out of the house. And then after a year, she got a new phone. So that phone lasted us a long time. So that's our attitude with the phones. Is now I have a phone, it's about 2 years old, and I'll probably have it till it dies. It works perfectly fine, does everything I need it to do. So why would I get another new phone? And I think they've got 3 models past what I have. So maybe it's 3 years old. I have no idea anymore. But yeah, so that's our attitudes now towards getting the new phones, which is another expenditure. I wouldn't renew my contract after my first smartphone, because the contract included data, text, talk, whatever, for a good price, and you had to pay for the phone, $500 or something. And instead, because it's been over 2 years, I'm still with the same company. I'm doing the same plan, but without a plan. It's going month to month, and so I just buy out my phones outright now. And back then, I would actually just pay for the phone with credit card, and that was one way of living. I paid for everything on credit card, and I never paid off my credit card. I would just pay the minimums, or a little bit more than the minimums, but never actually paid off the credit card. And it was like, well, why? Why do I need to? This way I have more money. If I don't pay off the credit card, I still have cash to use too. And then I would use the cash on something else. And I would use my debit card. Because it was so easy to just hand over the plastic and start spending cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching without realizing that we overdrafted. Now, we never overdrafted huge amounts. It was like $5 over. So I knew right away when we would overdraft and we would stop using the debit card and go back to the credit card. And it was just horrific. Now we use cash only. We don't use debit or credit unless we're booking a hotel. We do have to have a credit card and we pay it off right away. I did go to an expo the other day. They did not take debit. I had to use my credit card. Or sorry, they wouldn't take cash. I had to use my credit card, and it's probably for their bookkeeping. And as soon as I got home, I paid off the credit card right away. So there is totally a difference in how we think of our spending and what we spend. Also, we're not just buying whatever and everything. My husband would like to get all the video games for the PS4, I think we're on now. And as soon as they would come out with a new game or pre-sell a new game, he would sign up immediately, put out the credit card. Now we're not. He does it only at Christmas time, or before Christmas, he'll do the pre-orders. But that's it. Otherwise, he waits and saves up his play money, we call it, so that he can buy the video games. The pre-order, you do have to use a credit card, so we just pay off the credit card as soon as the game comes in. But yeah, that is another thing that we think differently too. I would buy board games. Hey, there's a new board game out. It was on tabletop. Let's get it. It looked awesome. And that's why we have so many board games now. But do I really need 75 board games? We don't play more than one game at a time. So why do I need so many? I don't know why, actually. So that's another thing. Oh, I remember one time we went to the store and there were these beautiful garden, not gnomes, but statues, like Asian statues or goddesses, Buddha, like a miniature Buddha and the smiling Buddha and the serious Buddha, whatever. Anyways, they were on for like 20 bucks a piece, which I thought was a great price. I remember we bought like 7. Only 2 of them ever made it into the garden. The rest are in the house collecting dust because they never made it out. And so, yeah, things like that. You know, I would see something and I'd want it. And I'd be like, yeah, why not? We could afford it. We make enough money. Well, technically, yes, but technically no, because we had so much debt. We should have been paying that off. But we didn't, so we're working on that now. What does this say? Oh, my phone. Yeah, I talked about my phone. Oh, eating out. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know eating out is a sore spot. Because 5 years ago, we would eat out almost every day. I remember years ago, somebody asked me, how often do we eat out? And I thought, I have no idea. And she's like, well, how often did you eat out last week? And I went, let me count. We ate out 6 times the week previous to when she was talking to me. This is going back a few years. So I'm going to say it was 5 years ago. It may not have been. It may have been 3 years ago. But yeah, 6 times in 1 week, a 7-day. That's like we went out 6 dinners in a 7-day week. That's crazy. No wonder we're broke. So now we tried to go once. I'm trying now twice because once was kind of too hard. So we're going out twice a month, and that's it. So yeah, instead of spending $600 on eating out, we now only spend $130 a month eating out. Very big difference. Very, very big difference. We also only go if we have cash. So if we've spent our eating out cash on something else, or we spent our eating out cash on the one dinner, can't go to a second dinner, that's it. When there's no money, there's no more shopping. There's no more, not shopping, dining out. So that's the difference. Before we didn't care and we would just put it on plastic, and we would just go out the next day and put it on plastic, and the next day put it on plastic. So plastic was very easy to hand over. Many times I remember my children would be like, how much did that cost? And I'd be like, I don't know. I just handed over like a credit card. Where with cash, you really know how much you're spending because you have to count out the cash 1 by 1 or 20 by 20, whatever the bills are. So that's one thing. Oh, the other thing is now we don't shop unless it's a necessity. Actually, we try not even to shop for necessities if at all possible. For instance, Friday was payday. Typically, I go grocery shopping on the Friday. Today's Monday. I'm going to get a couple things for dinner that we need for tonight, and that's it. We're trying to see if we can make this money grow. Last pay period, I did the same thing because we had so much food in the freezer and the pantry. And so I tried to just eat out of that and then, you know, supplement what we need to kind of round out the dinner. And we had $50 left over in our envelope. So instead of spending $400 for the month, we only spent $350, which was pretty impressive if you ask me. I was quite impressed with that. So we're trying to do that again. The week before we did buy a few things that were on sale that went in the freezer. So you know, we'll eat that and see how it goes. Oh, the shopping list and necessity. Another thing is my daughter's 12. She's outgrown a ton of clothes from last summer to this summer. She has no shorts that fit, a lot of capri pants, but that's about it. And then she's got no, like a sweater jacket type of thing. She only has like heavy winter sweaters or t-shirts, because usually in the winter she layers her sweaters. So my older daughter went through all her clothes, left 3 giant garbage bags in my younger daughter's room, and she finally went through all of that and got rid of all the small clothes and put the clothes that she knows she would wear from her sister into that. And so we still have to buy shorts because there were no shorts in the pile. And yeah, I guess this week we'll be going out to buy her some shorts. Also, we went out on Saturday. This is a good one. We went out Saturday someplace fancy. I had made a dress for my daughter last week, which turned out beautiful, by the way. Cost me $5 in trim, and that's it. As a sewer, I have tons and tons and tons of fabric, so that was not the problem. It was just I needed some extra trim, and so the whole dress cost me $5, which was nice. But I didn't realize we had to go out Saturday night, and I didn't realize till late Friday night that my daughter needed shoes. She had no dress shoes. She had outgrown the ones from the year before by 3 sizes. Yeah, so guess what we did? We had to go buy shoes. Luckily, I'm on an email list or text list, and they texted me a coupon, so I was able to get 30% off the shoes I bought for her, which was great, because I'm sure she'll probably outgrow it before the end of the summer. Kids, why do they have to grow so fast? Talked about not using debit or credit cards anymore. One big thing, and it sounds so stupid, it's so simple: spend less than you make. We never thought of it that way before. Now we think that way. Before it was, we make it, we should spend it. Now it's like we should live within our means. So, you know, you make $100 a month, you're not going to spend $100 a month. That's just an easy number. It's who could live on $100? I can't even buy groceries for 4 people for $100. But just, you know, live within your means. So Dave Ramsey always says your income is your biggest asset, and it's true. It's what brings in the money. So try to make less, or try to spend less than what you make. So we're trying to pay off all our debt, and we do the zero balance budget, but we don't spend. Other than spending towards the debt, we're not actually spending any more than we make. We're not spending any more than we make because all our extra money, which could be fun money, is all going to debt. So yeah, fun will come back. We have smaller fun now. We don't, oh, that's another thing that we used to do 5 years ago. We would go on big holidays every single year. And in fact, 2 years ago, we went to Disney World. Yeah, we went to Disney World, and 2 weeks later we went to New York. So that was quite an expensive holiday year, I do have to say. But typically we went away every year. We went to Cuba, we went to Mexico, we went to California Disneyland almost every year or every other year. And it didn't matter what debt we had or what money was still on the credit card, we would just go. And I remember I have a credit card from when I was 19 that I had a zero balance on it. I had a zero balance on it for years. Well, we had overspent on our credit card when we were in Disneyland. So we had to pull out the zero balance credit card and start using that. And I racked that right up as well. So yeah, our thinking is very different about vacationing and about spending and what we spend. The last 2 holidays, actually, when we went to, oh, sorry, it wasn't, it was Cuba and, was it Disney World? I can't even remember. But when we did the 2 trips in 1 month, I remember not buying any souvenirs. I'm like, why am I buying souvenirs? I never look at them again. I don't think about them. They just add more crap for me to dust. So I didn't buy any souvenirs for myself. I did buy something while we were in New York for my husband because he didn't get to go, and I know he loves that kind of stuff. But yeah, we didn't buy anything. For my daughters, I told them, buy some clothes. You always need clothes. Buy some clothes that you will wear. Don't buy something that says New York if you're never going to wear it. It's just cool while you're here, because it's not. So they did buy some New York shirts, but it was kind of more toned down. Well, for one daughter it was toned down, for the other daughter it was all blingy, and that's what she likes, bling. So our thinking of spending was not to do this anymore, and to do more of this, and count the money. And so our attitude has totally changed, and I hope that this helps you guys. I don't know how, but I hope it does. Live within your means. Don't spend it all. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.